So we're gonna talk about getting physical. Now, getting physical can range from anywhere from like, tapping her on the shoulder to making out to, getting more intimate, right? Now, we're actually talking about getting physical during the day during cold approach. And so what you want to realize is you don't want to move too quickly, right? You don't want to get too physical too quickly. And you want to make sure she feels comfortable and safe and respected. Otherwise, you might get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Like, imagine being in the mall and you're just trying to like grope a girl. You're going to get fucking arrested, bro. Be intelligent, be socially aware, and follow the laws of your city and make sure she is comfortable, safe, and respected. And so when it comes to getting physical, right, it depends how long you're talking to her for. And there's a ton of ways to start slowly getting her physical, right? So you can kind of almost like get her to kind of like slowly get physical by maybe you high five her. Maybe when you shake her hand to meet her, you kind of hold her hand there for 2 seconds. So you're like, hey, nice to meet you. She grabs your hand and you hold her hand there for 2 seconds, right? Maybe when she grabs your hand and she doesn't want to let go, you can kind of tell she doesn't want to let go. So maybe you rub your thumb on the back of her hand, right? Maybe in conversation when you're chatting with her, you kind of grab her, you're like high five, and you high five her, and then you guys kind of interlock hands, right? So there's tons of ways to slowly and subtly get physical during the daytime that allow you to take it slow and steady and you're not rushing it. Now, what's interesting is getting physical can actually put a lot of pressure on her as well. So you got to take it slow. You want to take pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off. And that's why getting physical, you need to kind of take it slowly unless she wants to take it fast, right? And it's crazy because oftentimes, maybe you meet a girl during the day and she's down to just go on a fucking instant date. Well, you could literally just hold your arm out, she loops your fucking arm, and you guys go on a walk together. Maybe you grab her hand, you guys hold hands, you just go on fucking like an instant date together. So it's crazy. So getting physical isn't something you even necessarily need to do, but it is a good indicator on how comfortable she is with you and how sexually and emotionally comfortable she is with you. And so don't rush it. There's no need to rush it. But, if she is there, stop talking to you and you're having a conversation for 15, 20 minutes, it would make sense to maybe you touch her shoulder when you're talking to her real quick, right? Or maybe, you high five her, or maybe, you hold her hand while talking to her as a joke, right? Maybe you're making a joke with her and, she says something like, bad that happened to her, and you grab her hand and you're like, oh my God, darling, I'm so fucking sorry that happened to you. So that way you're just showing naturally you're a man, she's a woman, and you're used to touching women in a natural way that's social. Okay, and what is interesting is by the time things get hot and spicy in the bedroom, and by the time you take her home, because you've already, physically been, touching her, you've been physical with her socially, it kind of makes sense that you just go for the kiss. Or it kind of just makes sense that, when you're back at her place, maybe you're putting your arm around her, maybe you're cuddling her, maybe you're kissing her, etc. And it would just naturally make sense because you've done all the physical escalation up to that point. So physical escalation, a lot of guys make the mistake of, just kind of at the spur of the moment, it's like, time to be physical. Well, it's actually something you kind of need to slowly warm up from, high fives to shaking hands to maybe touching her shoulder to, maybe eventually holding hands to eventually kissing her when things get hot and spicy. But realize that it all starts in day game, in the social interaction, from meeting her and shaking her hand to, hooking the interaction socially, emotionally, and then to, making playful jokes and kind of like teasing, and maybe you like jokingly push her away. Maybe you jokingly bring her back, right? And you're slowly but surely, very subtly touching her every, few minutes or whatever, but not in a way that's so calculated, but in a way that just feels kind of natural.